প্রিয় দর্শক, অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা। আজকে বিশ্ব নারী উদ্যোক্তা দিবস। একসাথে 154টি দেশে উদযাপিত হচ্ছে এই দিনটি। এটা হচ্ছে পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে বৃহত্তম সেলিব্রেশন নারী উদ্যোক্তাদের জন্য। যেমন এখানে আইডিয়া, জব ক্রিয়েশন, অর্থনৈতিক উন্নয়ন এসব দিকে নারীর ভূমিকা প্রতিফলিত হবে। Founded by Wendy Diamond, CEO of Women Entrepreneurship Day. চলুন ওনার মেসেজ শুনি।
This will be a historic movement in women's history. Women's Entrepreneurship Day is the one day to celebrate, empower, and support women entrepreneurs. We are so grateful for them to support this historic event. We wish you a fabulous event and thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Wendy. That was very inspirational to us.
আমরা ওয়ার্ল্ডের সব কিছুর সাথে তাল মিলিয়ে চলছি।
We will work towards that goal to make this global women parent.
আমরা সবাই রাজা আমাদের এই রাজার রাজত্বে, নইলে মোদের রাজার সনে মিলব কি সত্যে, আমরা সবাই রাজা।
আমাদের বাংলাদেশের অ্যাম্বাসেডর অফ ওমেন এন্টারপ্রেনারশিপ ডে ফর ইউএন, নাইলা চৌধুরী, a leading management professional, CEO of Women for Empowerment, ওনার মেসেজ আমরা এখন শুনে ফেলি।
Today is Women Entrepreneurship Day's global launch. I am delighted that all of us women are committed and united to enhance networks of women entrepreneurs. Women's equal opportunity is defined by women's economic empowerment, and the ultimate empowerment is through entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Naila. We are very proud of you for representing Bangladesh in the UN and then the co-chief of Bangladesh in charge of the events today. Thank you. And now, let me explain the 6 pillars of growth of Women Entrepreneurship Day. Celebrating our heroes, creating a network, support leadership, empower economies, inspire leadership, be an advocate. আজকে আমাদের স্টুডিওতে এসেছেন দুজন নারী, extremely empowered personalities who has made a difference to the women of Bangladesh. Firstly, Rokia Afzal Rahman, pioneer woman entrepreneur, president of Metropolitan Chamber, president of Bangladesh Federation of Women Entrepreneur, ex-advisor to the government of Bangladesh. And from the State Department, we have Miss Anne McConnell, director of the American Center, U.S. Embassy in Dhaka. Miss Rokia Afzal, your experience in promoting the status of women and making them entrepreneurs in the true sense.
I started because I was a woman doing business. A lot of interviewers would say, but we don't see many women in business. And I got an opportunity because I became a director in Midas Financing, and we gave loans for doing business.
So you started business when?
I started in 1980.
80, that's a long time
I
ago.
started only because I started a career in a bank. And I worked, but I had 2 children. And I had, while I was working in the bank, it's banking, long hours, and I had 2 children to take care of. I felt guilty. Few years later, so when I went into business, I told my children that I'm going to be very busy. You have to be doing your homework and be having lunch if I'm not there. Yeah. But I did take care of the children and do business. And then I thought that I've done business, I should help other women to do business. And
so what would you like to share some of your experience and how you promoted the status of women in Bangladesh?
Actually, I think entrepreneurship is very important for women, only because it replaces, unemployment. They can be self-employed, plus they can stay in the house and work, do business, look after the family and do business. And the government is supporting women entrepreneurs a lot. Banks have been pressurized by Bangladesh Bank to give loans to women. The NGOs have gone and taken money to the doorsteps of the women.
That's really super
So
news.
they had money right there in their villages, just at the doorsteps. They did not have to go to formal banks to get money.
What do you feel about the women of Bangladesh? Are they keen to be entrepreneurs?
Very keen.
They're very
because
keen.
you see, once they go into business, it's not only learning things, but it brings money home. Once it brings money home, it brings new prestige. Now she is included in decision making. Her husband includes her, her mother-in-law includes her. There's a new respect for that woman.
That is a big change, yes. So you do find that now there's more women who want to be entrepreneurs and do something very different
Yes.
now.
You'll be surprised there are 20 million women all over Bangladesh. Now, when they go to the centers to give money, they learn that they should educate their children. They learned about health. They sometimes get seed and plants to plant. So it's actually like a social revolution. And I feel very proud of the women of Bangladesh.
That's fantastic. I think I'll go up to Anne now. And the State Department and UN are playing a major role in supporting Women Entrepreneurship Day. Are you involved with any programs for that day? How was your day?
We are involved today, but before I answer that question, may I just take a moment and say it's a real pleasure and an honor to be on your show this evening.
Our pleasure too.
And I'd like you to know that I've only been in Bangladesh about 2 months, but my very first day on the job, I had the privilege of meeting Rokia at a dinner that evening, my very first day on the job. The United States embassies around the world are having activities, events, and programs in honor of the whole week of global entrepreneurship. And I'm honored to be part of honoring the Women's Entrepreneurship Day on 19th of November. Right here in Bangladesh, we constantly hold programs that teach entrepreneurial skills, especially looking to attract women in these training opportunities. And we do that at the Edward M. Kennedy Center.
The center.
Right,
That's in Dhanmondi, isn't it?
It's in Dhanmondi.
Yeah.
It's a center that focuses on public service and on arts, performing arts. We also are sending 2 Bangladeshis to represent Bangladesh, young entrepreneurs to Morocco for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, and our Vice President will be there leading the American delegation. And then also in honor of this Entrepreneurship Week, there are many other opportunities to connect virtually online with different entrepreneurs and activities and training and learning that's taking place in the United States. So around the world, lots going on at embassies.
That's very good news. Thank you so much, Anne. With that, we'll take a short break. We'll be back soon. Back from the break, back to Ms. Rokia Afzal. Please share your struggles and achievements with us.
Business was the best thing because time was my own. I could work the time that I wanted to work and take
your
care
own
of
time.
my family. So
Yeah.
I went and I took loan from, it seemed like a huge loan, and a lot of, I know even men who heard that I was doing that business.
It was cold storage, as
It
far
was
as
a
I
cold
know,
storage
which
for
is
potatoes.
such a different kind of a business for a woman.
Because it was agriculture, one thing,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy that I did it because it took me straight into rural Bangladesh, and I love meeting the farmers, and I can see the lives of the farmers and
It's
their
so beautiful
families.
to watch them, really.
I first went and I bought that piece of land.
Where was this?
It
Where
was
did
in
you buy it?
Munchiganj, and there was no road. I had to go by launch. So
Oh, my
I
God.
went. The first day I went to see the land, I hired a speedboat and we went. My sister was with me. We saw 5 pieces of land. I chose this land, and I, said
in,
that.
in 1980, that's a long time
Yeah.
back.
And then when I came back, I asked him to come to the office so that I would make a sort of like a baina.
I
you
know,
do
I
a
know,
baina.
yeah, of
And
course.
he wouldn't come.
You've got to give a little down payment.
Yes,
yeah.
down payment to make a sort of, and he didn't come. So then I sent him a message that why is he not coming? And he was surprised that I was buying the land. He thought my husband would be
Yeah,
buying the
obviously.
land. My husband was out of the country, and so he said, your husband is out of the country.
So nothing can happen now.
So I said, but I'm buying the land, not my husband. And you won't believe it, he went back and told the whole village. He says, she's not a madam, she's a sir.
Oh, how nice, wonderful. I'd like you to share some case studies, Appa.
Yeah.
if you can.
The interesting case studies are, when I find women who are working, like Joshna, she's cultivating crabs.
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 Can you imagine?
And
I can't
then
believe this.
these crabs are exported to Singapore.
How wonderful.
Yeah, this is one. The other one was
And
flowers
where does she
in Jessore.
cultivate these crabs?
This is in Satkira.
Satkira, okay.
Then in Jessore there is this woman who I went, and she had really lots of flowers to give me. She grows roses, gladiolus,
Really?
and huge gerberas. Huge gerberas.
And do they sell it in the local market over here? Wholesale?
Yeah, I think she sells it wholesale to in Jessore, and from there,
And from there it comes to
Bangladesh. That was very interesting. We were having a training in Manikganj, and after the training, we asked some of the trainees to come and speak. And all the time, I saw one lady with a hijab,
Okay,
and
she had
she
her head
was the
covered.
local imam's wife.
Really?
So I asked her to come and speak. And she came up and she spoke, and she said, I'm taking this training because these days one person's income is not enough to
It's so true.
run the family. So I need to earn money to support the family. That's their first incentive.
Support
that
the
they will
family.
support the family. We find that they themselves really bloom.
Wonderful.
Interesting.
Now we go back to Anne.
Tuti, for a moment, when I should now call you Sir Rokia, right? Because of your
That's right.
earlier
Yes.
story. But one of the challenges would be, for example, the example that you gave about the woman who is cultivating the beautiful flowers. How can we encourage her to take her business to the next level
Quite
and
right.
start to export, for example, to the very lucrative Middle East market, where she could export her beautiful flowers?
And I would like to ask you one question now. What is your advice for upcoming women entrepreneurs to bring in positive social impact in Bangladesh?
I think the most important thing that the advice I would offer would be to start reaching out to girls at a younger age. That young women, girls, develop a perception about what they are capable of doing.
Yes.
And it's that perception of a young female student that we want to encourage and develop so that she will think beyond what might be a traditional role for herself. So I would say that number one, we want to reach girls at a younger age, show them role models, and give them ideas of successful
incentives.
business opportunities. Also, the importance of taking risk. Particularly for entrepreneurs, this is very important. I know that traditionally we might tend to be very counter risk or risk adverse, but if we can train our younger people to think that risk and even failure is an opportunity to get it right the next time, to think beyond traditional roles, to not fear taking risks, and to look at failure in a different way as an opportunity without any shame, a learning experience.
Do you
this is
have
great.
any such method where you want to go and impart these ideas to these young entrepreneurs?
I still
And,
think role
do you
models
think-
are the best. I really do
So
think
how
that
do you think they should go about? With role models?
visiting schools and also training teachers and taking students to field trips. Some of the best lessons are students visiting a business or a factory or a school or where crabs are cultivated. And then they can see the business, even if it's a small business, they can start to see role models and be inspired in that way.
Thank you so much, Anne. We have to go for a break again. We'll be back soon. Back from the break, we have some messages from very successful women entrepreneurs of Bangladesh. Let's see what they have to say to us.
নারী উদ্যোক্তা দিবসে আমি সকল নারী উদ্যোক্তাদের জানাই আমার অভিনন্দন। আমি মনে করি যে এন্টারপ্রেনারশিপ যেটা লিডারশিপ স্কিল দরকার, এইটা থাকার জন্য অনেক চ্যালেঞ্জেস ওভারকাম করতে হয়েছে। আমাদের নারীরা আজকে কত দূরে যে তারা প্রাইজ পেয়ে আসছে, পিস প্রাইজ পাচ্ছে, তারা অনেক উদ্যোক্তা আরও নিজেরা তৈরি করেছেন, কারণ তারা এম্পাওয়ার্ড হয়ে গেছেন, তাদের মধ্যে সেই ক্ষমতাটা এসছেন, তারা ডিসিশন মেকিং রোলে তারা এখন প্লে করছেন। তো ন্যাচারালি দে হ্যাভ বিন এবল টু ওভারকাম মেনি অবস্টিকলস অ্যান্ড প্রোভাইড opportunities for many other women.
একজন উদ্যোক্তা নিজের কর্মসংস্থানের সাথে সাথে আরো অনেক বেশি কর্মসংস্থানের সৃষ্টি করে আসে, আরো বেশি বেশি যাতে ব্যবসা বাণিজ্যে প্রসার ঘটাতে পারে, আরো এগিয়ে যেতে পারে, সেজন্য সকলের সহযোগিতা অত্যন্ত প্রয়োজন। On the occasion of Women Entrepreneurship Day, on behalf of all the women entrepreneurs of Bangladesh and on behalf of Bangladesh Women Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I would like to congratulate and salute all the women entrepreneurs of the world. I think we are moving forward and we will make a difference in the world.
একজন নারী উদ্যোক্তা হিসেবে আজকের দিনটি আমার কাছে অনেকই প্রিয় একটি দিন, যে দিনটিতে আমরা সবাইকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাতে পারছি, অভিনন্দন জানাতে পারছি। সামাজিক পারিবারিক সমস্ত সাপোর্টগুলো যদি সমানভাবে পাওয়া যায়, এই জায়গার রেজাল্টটা আরো অনেক ফাস্ট, অনেক বেশি ভালো, মানে ফ্রুটফুল রেজাল্ট আমরা পেতে পারি। এবং সেই সাথে সমগ্র বিশ্বে যারা আছেন নারী উদ্যোক্তা হিসাবে কাজ করছেন, যারা অনেকেই আমাদের রোল মডেল, যাদেরকে আমরা ফলো করি, তাদের সবাইকে আমার পক্ষ থেকে আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন এবং শুভেচ্ছা।
Thank you for the messages that you have helped promote the status of women in our country. And we are back to Rokia Afzal. In what way has government inspired or helped our women to be entrepreneurs?
The government is giving a lot of policy support. As I mentioned, that Bangladesh Bank is pressurizing each bank to give loans to women. Plus, they have started that women will get subsidized interest rates. Before that, women paid 16 and 18%
That's a lot,
interest. Now they can pay 10% and the
That's
bank gets
very good.
It's refinancing.
Okay.
But the interesting part is that when we first started, women were scared of taking loans. They were hesitant because they knew that they have to pay back. So they took 1 lakh taka. And that made a difference in their lives. Those women today take 25 lakh taka.
Can you imagine how confident they become?
And they have grown big. They used to rent shops, now they own the shops. And their business has grown, and so that is success for them.
Of course. How promising they are, really.
Yeah.
Today, in 154 countries simultaneously, we're celebrating WED, Women Entrepreneurship Day. What do you have to say to that? Do you have a message for Wendy Diamond and also Jeff Hoffman, who's also one of the organizers of WED?
Well, my message would be congratulations and more of the same. And perhaps in the future, we can look to focusing more on training. And the reason I say that is because we know from research that women entrepreneurs need a different kind of training than men entrepreneurs in many, many cases.
Can you give some example? What do you mean by different?
Well, for example, I think it would be very important to look at ways to train women to move from the low quality and the low price sectors into the higher value sectors. I also think it would be very important to train women to learn about starting businesses at different stages of production, distribution, and also supply. And the reason that's important is to be able to create linkages that are both going forward and backward.
Yep.
And just a couple more, I think also market analysis skills, even rudimentary, basic market analysis, and finally, really important is training in the information and computer communication technology, because going forward, information, and particularly in computers, internet access, that is the business of the future, and that means that businesses and training can reach people in many different localities. So I think if we have one message to give to these organizers is to motivate the many women entrepreneur role models, focus on training in these areas so that we can address and meet the needs of women entrepreneurs, which are quite different than men entrepreneurs.
Thank you both so much for being here today. I'm really honored to have you both over here. You've really made a difference.
We are also
really wonderful to have you here.
Very nice.
On behalf of Bangladesh supporting Women Entrepreneurship Day, I would like to thank Machranga TV, Ms. Rokia A. Rahman, and McConnell of the US Embassy for inspiring us through their achievements. It's truly been a great honor to have you both here with us today. Together, we hope to create awareness about WED, its 6 pillars, and reach out with visible growth locally and globally. Thank you so much.